Look at that. Did you see that message?
What?
We're live.
Hi there, everyone. It's so good to be back.
Is it Friday? Nope, it's Wednesday.
I thought this morning, I'm sure Stephanie probably caught it. I thought it was, gosh, my hair looks bad. I thought it was Thursday. We had Clayton's parents here from Tuesday till Tuesday. And then
that included the weekend, which was crazy.
Included the weekend. And then my parents came in this weekend.
Which could be, as some of our friends have told us, one of the most dangerous things that you could ever do is bring families together and not actually have introductions. Just say, here you go. Everyone meet one another.
Yeah, it actually went really well. We went to the farmer's market in downtown Franklin and got to spend time with everyone. And then we went to eat with my parents alone. We spent a lot of time. We spent every night actually with Clayton's parents.
Entertaining every night.
It was hard with all the stuff we have going on, but it was awesome to be able to spend time with them. And then we ended up having Lisa Kreitz come in Sunday night, and she's over PR and media. They just did a thing. Birgit.
No, it's not us. That's Birgit.
I don't know.
Look, it's clear.
Okay.
We have really good.
So we just, what was I saying? We had Lisa come in Sunday night for PR and media. She just took that over. She's working with the ambassadors too. We're trying to get her integrated into our world at Root. And then we had Brad Mathis come in yesterday, correct?
Yeah, bringing in the heart of biotech.
Yeah, he was with me at Biogen and Biogen IDEC, Bristol Myers Squibb, Alexion. Yeah. And I don't think he has social media, so you guys probably won't be able to find him.
Because he's not very social.
No, it's because you're not really supposed
You're not allowed to.
No, we weren't allowed to. We had LinkedIn, but we weren't really allowed to do social. So because you have all the stuff you're working on and it's publicly traded. So what have you thought about Brad?
Oh, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
If he's watching this.
He doesn't watch.
If he's not watching this, I like him a lot.
But he's an amazing person. So we've been really busy because we're trying to do all the stuff we're doing. We're leaving. I'm actually did a Zoom late one night, I think Monday night, and with the magazine. I'm not going to announce it yet, but we have 2 television shows that we're recording stuff for. You've got multiple magazines. You were just in Forbes Monaco. Well,
You're a big deal. People know you.
I don't know about that.
I'm just happy to be here next to you.
We're getting ready to do a guest column. We have some videos and that will be taped on interview that will be shown on Monday. We found out just yesterday they will be flying in. They want to come to our house. Our house is a disaster right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, we have the whole house being reconstructed. So we're trying to figure out.
Let's talk about that real quick. Then there's some really good questions. So what's it like living through the busy work schedule, but then knowing you want to make changes to your house, and as Ted says, kind of like what we're doing, it's painting a car, driving 65 miles an hour, and we're making a new closet for you. What was it like to have to take all of your clothes out of your closet and displace them? And how does a woman's brain go through this process? What is that like?
So it's funny. I was texting, I think, with Birgit this weekend and talking about the Monaco event and the Netherlands event. We're going to have some people from Root coming into those events. And she was saying, why can't you take December off? And I was thinking, that's a good question.
That is a great idea.
Because in November, we're going to be in New York for a week, but I get to bring my kids for that. And then we're also going to Malta. And we actually have 3 events that have to do with medical technology and medical science and meeting with the medical school because we're launching Cure the Cause. So we're doing all this stuff. I literally have felt like lately that I can't juggle it all, that it's too much. And I literally, a lot of you guys went through with me the IT platform and all the stuff we were doing. But this has gotten to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. And then we go home and there's paint and dust and varnish and holes in all the walls. We're putting up brick. We're putting up concrete. We're making it like a Soho look from like the Soho Hotel.
Hold on. Let's make sure we clarify this. Did
I don't have
kind of look like a
Soho
Soho look, or did Soho kind of look like you?
I don't know, but I don't have a closet right now. We're gutting the closet. We're getting ready to gut the bathroom. We are gutted one side of the upstairs. So it is unbelievable. We have Lisa Kreitz staying in our house. Brad Mathis was going to Verdis yesterday and he couldn't get in. He waited for 25 minutes, Clay.
God
and then
bless him.
at like 12 or 1 at night, and then had to go, or 12:30 or 1 at night, then had to go get a hotel. I feel horrible about it. So I really feel like I'm dropping the ball left and right. And, I just have to say this. We all have one life and we have to do the best we can. My mother told me a long time ago that a house is a house, it's a possession. So I just have to let a lot of stuff go. So when you ask me, how do I handle it going home? I don't like disorganization. I hate the fact that the house is disorganized. I feel very disorganized myself because I can't get into where they put all my clothes. I can't get in to find my clothes. So I am kind of not in the, can you please get that really quick? Because I think he has an orthodontist appointment. Our son's calling Kreider. But you may not want to take the call on the show because I don't know if he wants everyone to hear what you're talking to him about. Anyway, he is Dr. Kemp, I think, the orthodontist. So this is our life. So here's what I'm going to say. Birgit, that's what I'm doing. I'm wearing all black. But what I was going to say is that I really feel like my life is not perfect right now and it's very disorganized. And I just want to say this as a person that we do have a platform with Root and Dr. Christina Rahm and Cure the Causes. Life is about seasons. There's a season
for everything.
There's a season for everything. And life is not perfect. So I just have to get used to it.
But you know what is perfect?
Not me.
Love.
Well, love is, we try to love each other perfectly.
No, love is perfect. I just love you.
Thank you.
But here's a question for a psychologist.
I love you too.
Oh, thank you. Question for a psychologist. What happens when you realize that you can't control the things you can't control?
What happens? What?
What happens when you realize that you can't control the things you can't control?
You have to just give it up. But I will say, Clay, and I love you, but there's so many things that you can't control, and there's so many things.
It's chaos.
It's chaos.
Yes, and then you have to get a massage.
You have to laugh. You have to laugh. You have to go on. You have to not look perfect. Like Birgit said, you have to wear black. Annette, thank you for complimenting me. And Gina, thank you for chiming in. All of you guys. So what keeps me motivated, what keeps me going back to things is this community and all of us doing this together and understanding that everything is not perfect in life. And I hope we can talk about some things that have to do with the products, because I know
we're doing that. We've got some good ones that come up.
Yeah.
So
basically we're in this together. It hasn't been easy. We've had company. We've had people here nonstop. We have not been home for one day without people here.
Which makes you so happy.
Which is amazing to see people. But my problem is I'm an introvert. I have to have time by myself. And so that's been a little bit of a struggle. And then Root is growing so quickly and so phenomenally. And I credit all of this growth to the ambassadors at Root and the people that really made this work. And Clay knows I do. I mean, I take it very seriously. Everyone that's on the call, I think it's amazing that you guys have been able to help people all over the world. So I have to step back and think of the positive things in the middle of the chaos and be thankful.
How about that?
Yeah.
So here's a question.
Okay.
So if you got a family that's sick right now, they got the flu, they're taking clean slate, what else would you add?
Okay, so let me talk about this for a little bit because there's lots of viruses going around. There's the flu and lots of different viruses.
Crazy that the flu didn't exist for 2 years and now it's back.
It's a mess. Let me just tell you that. And people are having a hard time getting over it. And we're on the Root products, and even we, because we're always on planes, we get sick. We try to double down on what we're doing. I think what happens with me is that we're traveling, and if I get sick and I don't have clean slate, restore, give me back my youth, and relive, and mitochondria shield support, I'm a mess because I've had cancer, I've had Lyme disease, my immune system is not perfect. So if I run out of products because this one gives them all away, or we lose our bags, I get sick.
Or we don't pack enough.
I'm dependent, or we don't pack enough. And we give it away. Again, it goes back to we give it away.
Oh.
I go back to I
They
need
call
it.
that sacrifice.
So when you have the flu, when there's a virus, it's really important to present those barriers and to get the immune system back. So really important, the clean slate, the restore, the relive, the mitochondria shield, and the give me back my youth. We do not claim to cure things. We do claim to give you things that can assist the body in doing what it naturally needs. The issue is your body is a miracle, but it needs support. And so these products are really needed. I was just working with Brad. I needed Clay in there, but he basically has back problems. So I did this regimen for back problems. I did 2 drops of clean slate. Now this is a very close friend of mine I've worked for years with. 2 drops of clean slate in the morning with water, 2 drops of clean slate at lunch with water, 2 drops of clean slate at night, going up to 10 each over 2 weeks. 1 to 3 restore. I tell him I prefer restore. I'm giving him a bunch of products to try. He wants to be a case study.
No, he'll be a good one.
Because he's a pharma guy, so I'm getting ready to show him what we do. And then I did the Relive Greens and the Give Me Back My Youth in the morning with the shake.
With Mito?
And then Mito. Yeah, that's what I gave him. And I said, if you start feeling sick, the
Did
natural barrier support in the morning with water. But I said, don't take it without food, because a lot of people are getting sick on natural barrier support.
And why is that?
Because it's such a strong, you've got the way the formula was made.
Yeah.
It's such a concentrated dose.
Yeah.
It's like when you take multivitamins on an empty stomach.
If you take it on an empty stomach, you're going to get punished.
Yeah.
I've done this a couple of times. I take my natural barrier support with some lemon and lemon water, but I try to take it before I take my greens and my smoothie in the morning, and I start dry heaving.
Yeah, so
it's not recommended. So if you want to take your natural barrier support, just put it in water. I like to take it with some lemon juice, because the lemon juice is actually really beneficial in conjunction with natural barrier support.
Yeah.
But take it after food or with food, probably after food, eat, and then take it. Because if you take it on an empty stomach, you'll know.
Yeah.
Which is actually a good sign of the bioavailability and understanding that stuff works really quickly.
Yeah.
So do that.
So it's extremely important, again, to be able to really support the body. But I was like, Christina, you guys need to have these dosing recommendations that has a disclaimer that you don't give medical advice, but per diagnosis. And I said, well, we have ISNS. He said, Root needs to have that from a marketing perspective, just showing people like a whole book on, if you have this, what do you recommend? Understanding that everyone has.
But they're not treatment guidelines.
They're not
just
treatment. They're
recommendations.
just, so he's right.
Yep. So we could do a book of protocols. You could write another book on a book of protocols. That would be better than the book of Eli.
Well, the cookbook's done. We're in final edits.
Oh.
And the cookbook is done per a diagnosis. So if you have a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, what do I recommend that you eat?
What do you eat and what you add as far as
I actually have our products in there. And I say you can
call
either
them compliments.
You can either go out and buy the ingredients in the products and put it in your food, or use this product.
And it's going to be a lot less expensive to use the products.
I'm excited for everyone to have it, because I'm excited for everyone to be able to go out there and have something that can help people. But you're right, Brad's right. I need these dosing guidelines. And Brad just said that shouldn't come from anyone but you,
That's true.
Christina, because you made the products.
It's from the House of Rahm.
That's what he said. He's very good, because in our backgrounds, we both helped to build companies throughout the world. He actually was the general manager of one of the largest companies. He does see both sides of everything, just like me. He understands the negative side of some of these companies and how they can hurt people. He also understands the positive sides, and if you lead them right, how you can really run companies the right way and do the right thing for people. We actually have most of the same opinion on almost everything. He has to be extremely careful how he vocalizes that, as do I. But it's interesting to be able to have, he hasn't had the viewpoint of the natural world like we have.
He hasn't been introduced to it, really.
Not until us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was a fun conversation yesterday, of taking someone who has, not just a pharmaceutical approach, but the highest level biotech approach, and understanding, how you can actually focus on etiology and get better outcomes.
Yeah.
And do things that they don't even comprehend or capable.
Well, but did you hear how smart he is? I mean, come on, he's one of the smartest.
Manage $1.6 billion a year in sales.
Yeah,
you're not low on the totem pole.
No, his son's a plastic surgeon. His daughter's a nurse practitioner. But anyway, it's been really great to be able to educate and spend time with someone about what we do as far as supporting people's overall health. And it's been great to have Brad and Lisa here at the same time. Very good. I agree with you. She's wonderful. I grew up with her. She's one of my
We
best
tolerate
friends.
Lisa Kreitz really well.
She loves Clayton as much or more than she loves me at this point. She adores him, and I love that
We're like
too.
siblings.
Well, they're very, very
She's
close.
the much older sibling.
She's not that much older than you, Clayton. Anyway, so, and then it was interesting to see Brad and Ted and Lisa and everyone just getting along. It's really good. And we get to spend late night last night with Brad and Lisa. So they asked lots of questions. So Brad was asking again what he should do. And I gave him this whole regimen for back pain and for back problems, going up to 30 drops, 10 in the morning, 10 at lunch, 10 at night, a clean slate. Then the restore.
Now, why is that important?
I keep giving the dosing because I want people to hear it, because I really am trying to detox and clean. He was drinking. I said, "Are you drinking a Coke this morning?" And he goes, "No, I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper because it has more sugar." And I go, "Get that off my desk. Get that off my desk."
So, but if you look at a pain issue, right? And especially like if you've had a back fusion or surgery or something like that, where you have trauma that have happened in say a joint or in an area of the body, but then you also create trauma by having incisions and surgery to try to address the trauma. You have the ionic activity that takes place in that joint or in that area from a healing standpoint, which heavy metals will migrate to.
Yes.
So clean slate's important because it's going to detoxify over time. And this could be something that is more recent, like if you've just had a procedure done where it's really important, or if you've had a past procedure that you want the detoxification, the cleanup of that process. So that's going to lead to a reduction in scarring, a reduction of scar tissue, but it can be painful, right?
Yeah, it's been so painful. I mean, I just hate it for him because he's such an amazing person, and it's I hate seeing the pain in his face from his back. So I'm hoping that the root products can help him and make him feel better. That's my hope because he's such an amazing person.
My question is how quickly?
I told him to give me 3 months. I said it might
I say
happen.
a week.
I said 2 weeks, but 3 months because he has to get up to even the
Well,
yeah.
Exactly. But even through process, you have the immediate benefits. So it'll work.
Yeah. We don't answer questions, by the way. So just so you know, Hannah, I'm extremely careful because of my background with the things that have to do with the shots. And from my perspective,
but let's look at the last part. Can the body heal?
The body can
not the first part,
okay.
But the last part. Can the body heal? So let's look at this. Dr. Kesh has proven this with case studies for her specific instance.
Yes.
But can the body, more importantly, not just heal? Can we regenerate? Can we, as you say, and as you have patented now, can we reverse aging? Can we go backwards? Can we disconnect biological and chronological age? So we're biologically younger, and can we go backwards, through epigenetics and through regeneration of the body?
Yes, but we're not allowed to make the claim that we do that.
I'm just asking you if it's possible.
It is possible. And then also, when it comes to different shots, I've had more shots because I've traveled all over the world than anyone I know. And I say this all the time. Did I want to do all of that? No, but I had to go travel. And for me, clean slate was something I really wanted to help break apart environmental toxins, which include heavy metals, which are in the environment in different shots. I wanted to make sure I could clean those out because I had been given those since I was a little girl. And then as an adult, I've had to take more, like I said, than anyone I know. So I really wanted to make sure I could clean my body. And it was really important to be able to create a product. This is back in 2015, and then I went back a couple of years ago and did another formula, which is clean slate, which is better than my 2015 formula.
Oh, by far. It's insane.
I think so many companies. Companies have used my formulas and that's okay. They've helped people, but the clean slate is definitely the best thing that I feel like I've created as far as cleaning out the body. It was really important to me because I do care about aging. I am getting older. I do care about my hair. I look at like my hair. I want to keep my hair. And so another thing that happened was with Clean Slate, I wanted to be able to have my hair still be thick, and still grow, and my skin and everything else, and mitochondrial shield, and give me back my youth was huge for me.
Massive. And it was huge for my mom, because my mom's had arthritis for a long time because of just degenerative cartilage issues that she's had for a couple decades.
Yeah.
She's had 2 hips replaced. Her knees are difficult. She's had arthritis in her wrist, and she's been taking a teaspoon of Give Me Back My Youth, and it's been a massive boom. And then when they got here, I made sure that they had a couple extra bottles to play with. And her naturopath had even told her, based on her muscle testing and energy testing, that she needed 3 teaspoons a day. So when she did that the first day, she didn't need anything to protect her wrist.
So I need to tell Brad that. So his mom went to a doctor, and the doctor told his mom she needed more than 1 teaspoon.
Who's not an ambassador with us, not a customer.
No, not a customer. So she did 3 teaspoons, and now she said literally the next day, we've got to tell Brad that she didn't feel the pain for the first time and she could remember. And
she didn't. I'm
not even sure his mother likes me, to be honest.
I don't know if my mom likes anyone. Really.
I'm teasing. I love Carol, but I mean she's very, they're veterinarians and they ran a practice. She was the CEO of the practice. So I don't think that she would tell us. I know she wouldn't tell us something. Listen,
well, my mom doesn't hold anything back.
No, she's like,
that's why I love my mom.
So she's going to tell the truth. And she just said this was definitely something that helped. And I really want to give hope to people out there. If it helped her, it can help other people. And it's really, it's wonderful being one of the people in a nutraceutical company where you can help people. And it's hard at the same time, because you want to tell people, this does this, but you can't make a claim. So you have to be really careful. And if you ask me, why does that matter? Because they'll pull your product. So you just can't do it. And I want to make sure that we're really careful about that claim. But I also want us to get the message out there.
You have to make recommendations.
The body can help itself heal. The body can get rid of stuff it doesn't need. The body can cut off the communication between negative cells, cancer cells, and other cancer cells. They can cut that down, which helps the body heal. And they can promote positive cell health by positive communication between the positive cells. What? And that's my bottom line.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So if a healthy system is healthy, it'll make sure everything else is healthy?
Yes.
What? How amazing is that?
Yeah.
That means if you're healthy, you're healthy. And if you get sick, you get healthy again because you're healthy? Yeah. Holy shnikes.
I want to go back to, I'm reading all this stuff. I'm trying to do better at that. Hannah, I love the Detox Girls too. Just so you know, I'm right on the page with Dr.
I like Jill more than Shanna.
That's not true. He loves both of them. That's not true.
They're like having kids. I love them equally.
No.
It just depends who calls first. So, Hannah, here's the big thing. Clean slate, 0 in, restore. Massive for recovery from what you're dealing with. And mitochondrial support, depending upon what you needed to do. If you said, okay, I was going to take 4, do those 4. Ideally, if you can, you would use all of them. Clean slate, 0 in, restore, relive, natural barrier support, give me back my youth, and mitochondrial support. And at 23, you will feel and function like you've never imagined. And you will look 20 for a very, very long time, which is, I mean, could you imagine doing this as a 20-year-old with what we know and what you've created? You would look 20 for at least 30 years.
Well, what's more important is the cells.
I kind of like you now versus what you were at 20, though. I kind of like the older Rahm.
You didn't know me back then.
I knew you like long
I was a
before
lot
we
more
ever
fun.
met.
I didn't have all this stress.
I knew you long before this life, and I loved you then. And I loved you when I heard your voice. It doesn't matter what we look like. Well, it matters what I look like because you can't be around an ugly guy.
What?
I struggle every day.
I have never said that.
I'm just keeping it real. I struggle every day with this.
I'm a girl. I don't even care. That's not true, by the way, about me.
What's that?
You think I care about what people
look like? No, you don't care. People care.
I care about people being the best that they can be. I don't love someone based on what they look like.
Oh.
That's not
But
good.
if I'm not the best I can be, then I'm not meeting your standard.
But the best you can be is not about looks. It's more about the inside of your body and what you do to help others.
Oh, so we're doing that pretty well.
We're trying.
Okay.
So I want to
Bad hair don't care.
I want to give a brief Clay, are we letting the community understand the travel schedule? So hopefully, if anyone's in New York, they can come visit with us.
We haven't posted that
Because
yet. Do we want people to come hang out with us in New York? We would love it if people come and hang out with us.
If there's ambassadors that want us to meet someone in New York, we're in New York. I actually have to go in all day October 31st. I'm going to try to do some stuff.
Wait, Halloween? You're going to be in New York?
I have they're here all day. The magazines.
We have the stuff here.
And the videos and all the stuff. And then I go on the 1st for a photo shoot for all these different magazines, but I'm free that night. Or the 2nd. Yeah, the 1st. And then 2nd, 3rd, I'm actually bringing Marinella, taking her to look at art schools. And the kids will be coming. We're shooting podcasts in New York for Under the Red Chandelier. And we have some business meetings there as well. So I'd love if anyone knows anyone for us to meet them from the Root community while we're in New York. And then, of course, we'll be in Malta starting on the 14th. We'll get home in time for Thanksgiving. I'll be doing Zooms with Indonesia because I just can't get there and get home. And in December, we'll be right back at it in Monaco, Dubai, and Hungary and the Netherlands. Yes, I said Hungary. I'm trying to go in and meet with Kesh.
Dr. Kesh.
And Zsuzsa, and some of the Root community in Hungary so that we can do some podcasts and everything.
Do you know what? I was looking at the case study he presented, one of the case studies that he presented when we were in Cyprus, because we have our first athletes in college that are on board with Root we're kind of promoting the NIL, aspect of how to use the Rootiverse for the NIL. But I was looking at the sports performance, aspect of what we've done, what Dr. Kesh has done. And
go ahead. I'm just looking.
Birgit, you have many tickets in the drawing. I cannot guarantee, Birgit, that you're going to win the Tesla.
But Birgit and I were texting, and there's supposed to be the second runner-up for Paris, that Birgit's going to go and Dory's going to go. Someone's going to win that.
Oh, yeah.
Do you not remember?
Birgit,
I remember
Birgit wants to be the runner-up.
Well, she's going to meet us there.
I know, that's true.
I haven't even talked to Dory. I miss Dory.
So, what was I saying? You disconnected me on.
I forgot. How bad is that? Both of us are so tired. Clayton. Last night we went to bed really late, got up really early. So I can't remember what you were talking about. I think I did this to you. I made you lose your train of thought.
Oh, you always do.
But we need to go back to what you were talking about. Guys, what were we talking about?
Athletes.
So
Dr. Kesh has a current world champion in fencing, right? So she's 22 years old, this year's world champion in fencing. And if you know fencing, it's all about quickness and reaction time, which all sports are about. It's quickness and reaction time. Because once you get more elite, it all comes down to reaction time and quickness. And that translates in the ability to create space and everything else.
We need to do a Root U call on those case studies.
I know. We need to do it next week.
By the way, Root U, we're doing this. We have a lung, colon, and breast setup where we're going to talk about how different ingredients can help with that. And then on ISNS,
gonna be nuts.
Dr. Kesh is going to actually present the results.
Is he going to present those results?
On ISNS, but on Root, he's going to talk about the background. But we need him also presenting, which that's why I'm going to go there and do videos with him, about all these professional athletes and Olympic athletes that have seen all this improvement. So think about this, guys. If they're seeing a 50% improvement in performance as an athlete,
50%
what does
improvement.
That say about us, how we perform better in all areas of our life?
No,
if we take the product.
Let's get this right. So she had a 50% improvement in her reaction time in 2 weeks. This is the world champion this year, 2022, in fencing. She had a 50% improvement in her reaction time in 2 weeks. If you're already the world champion and you get 50% improvement in your quickness and reaction time in an elite sport like that, you're untouchable. It's ridiculous. I thought it was at least a month, but she had those improvements in 2 weeks. So what this shows is that if you're already taking care of yourself, the improvements that you're going to see are even quicker than someone who has some work to do. So think about that. And who you want to be talking to. If you're looking at sharing, you say, you know what? I want to talk to people that need help. Well, here's the question. Who do you think needs or wants more help? Someone that's got a lot of issues that might be slow in making decisions, or someone that's elite and is like, you look, you know what? I'm looking to fine tune. I really want to do well. If you know athletes,
I'm laughing at everyone I saw.
Exactly.
But you're right. They need this improvement. It's a major deal. I just saw what Shauna said, and her son had improvement in his athletic ability. And there's lots of things that we know that we can help people with. We do not have time and cannot answer a lot of science questions on this call, or we can't talk about that. That's a customer service issue. This is the DRC platform. We do try to talk about the formulas and recommendation on dosing. Again, we don't give medical advice. On the Root U calls, we need to start, Clay, being able to answer more questions, because I do agree, if we answer questions, we help people and then they can share it. And again, not giving medical advice, but helping with dosing,
making recommendations.
And I think I need to do a better job of that. So,
well, we learn. We all get to learn a little bit.
Yeah.
We learned on how to do it properly.
Yeah.
Does 0N make your heart race? No, actually it doesn't.
It can. No, I disagree.
Well, in what we've seen in heart rate variability analysis, it doesn't. But in some people, it could.
It doesn't. But anything can make your heart race, depending on
you make my heart race.
Depending on variabilities. And what I mean by that, depending on what you eat, stop.
That's true.
Depending on what you eat, depending on what you do, depending on how much coffee you have, depending on other stuff, it could. I love 0N. It helps me perform in every way better, and I'm very thankful for it. But again, everybody's body's different. We are going to have to end this because we have people here.
Yeah, we do.
And Brad wants you to go over the comp plan. He needs you to have time. And if you can't, he's leaving in the morning, so it has to be done.
Let's go.
Let's go. And I think I have Nicholas Benyamin right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, we will talk to everyone soon. Thank you so much. Very appreciative for everyone on this call, and very appreciative.
We love you guys. And for those we don't love, we tolerate you greatly. Konnichiwa,
Bye,
my
everyone.
friends.
Can't ever say it.